Yo, what's up, crew? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are going to do an unboxing and a review of the Harper FIXIE bike by Retrospec, which is arguably the best FIXIE bike for the price on the market currently. So this is how it's actually shipped. This is how it arrives at your doorstep, and it's pretty light, as you can see. So this is how it comes. I'm gonna go ahead and do just a raw unboxing with all of you here, so that way you can kind of see how it comes in its raw form and kind of get an idea of how challenging and or how easy it is to put together. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I have owned one of these bikes previously. However, the last time that I bought it, it was already built and manufactured. My younger brother actually ordered one of these about 2 years ago when the world shut down. But he ordered one with the coaster brake, which is the brake where you just push backwards and it stops. This is a regular standard handbrake. So I do have the idea that this may actually require a bit more elbow grease to put it together. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the box. I'm gonna put the knife away so I don't hurt myself in the process. Okay, so when you get it out of the box, this is essentially what it looks like. Now I will bring the camera over here so you can get a better idea of what it looks like. This is basically how it comes when you get it out of the box. The back wheel is ready, it's got the brakes already on, the chain is already on, and we've got the tire for the front actually in here as well. Now the tires do come uninflated, so you will need a pump for it if you do plan on riding this, which if you're ordering it, I'm guessing that your plan is to actually ride it. So with that being said, I'm gonna get this set up again, and I'm going to cut some of this loose so we can actually dive into it a bit. Trying to be wary as I'm cutting this because I have this cord for the mic that I'm wearing right now, and it is also mounted to the camera over there. So I'm trying to be a little hesitant as I'm cutting some of this loose. So the handlebars are actually in the middle of it, right there, with the brakes already attached. They even have this giant rubber band on here that is actually keeping it all together as well. I don't know what is going on right now. So it looks like the wheel is around the coil that the pedal goes on, and they actually mount it on there. So with that being said, when you get it, be careful because the wheel is actually on where the pedals go, in between all the spokes, and if you try to pull it undone, it will probably bend some of the spokes. So just be wary with that. So we've got everything loose. We've got our handlebars here with the brakes, and it looks like the brakes and everything actually have already come attached, and it looks like the brakes and everything have already come in place and attached, so that's not something to be worried about. It looks like you just slide those in and then tighten it, which should be fairly simple to do. Now, it also has the seat that came with this, with the shaft for it. Now, I will say, based off previously owning these seats that it comes with will hurt, regardless of how intermediate or novice of a rider you are. These seats that come on the Harper bikes, and I'm assuming just a majority of the seats that come on pre-made bikes, they're not very comfortable. Now, this one may look comfortable, however, I will tell you based off my experience in the past, because I have owned one of these before, this seat is not very comfortable. I'll show you the seat and the shaft that I actually will end up putting on by the end of this, and I'll also link it inside the description below for you guys. So I'm gonna go and get some of this stuff off, and I'm gonna start assembling the bike. So what I'm actually gonna do, just to make this a hell of a lot easier, is I am going to mount the handlebars, into position so they're kind of less to manage as I'm trying to put all of this together. So I'm just gonna put that in there. Now, it does come with this box, which I'm assuming has the pedals as well as all of the tools that are meant to be used with this. I do recommend anyone who is starting to cycle or ride bikes, I do recommend buying a bike toolkit, just so you have something that has all of the attachments, and so you don't just have to hold on to some of these little rinky-dink tools. These will work that they give you. However, I just always recommend, if you are going to own a FIXIE bike or any type of bike, that it is better just to own some of the tools that actually go with it. Now, it looks like this comes with one of these tools right here, which I'll walk over to show you. It comes with one of these tools. So this has a bunch of different attachments, pretty much everything that you need, and it also comes with this Allen wrench right here. It also comes with two plastic pedals. Now, I'm personally not a fan of plastic pedals, so I recommend ordering your own. I will show you mine at the end that I order. I just don't like plastic. It just doesn't look good. And I do think that if you were going to get a new bike, you should just get some metal pedals that go along with it. It'll look more sleek, you'll enjoy it more, and that's that. So I'm gonna start putting some of these things on, so that way you can kind of get an idea of what this will look like by the time that it is all done. One thing to notice with, wow, I missed. One thing to notice and take note of when it comes to the Retrospec bikes, specifically the Harper, on these tires right here, they actually have what is called a Presta valve. So some of the pumps, you will need an attachment to pump these tires up. I will link a Presta valve attachment in the comments below, so that way you are all set, and so you are not screwed like I was the first time I actually got a flat with this bike specifically, because the local bike store where I live, which is in California, did not have a Presta valve attachment, interestingly enough. Trying to figure out how to get this piece off. So when you get the bike in the front, just so nothing happens to the front wheel shaft, they actually have this big plastic piece that's on there that you do need to push pretty hard to get out. So do take that into consideration when you're putting that front tire on. Okay, so when it comes to lining up the tires and ensuring that you're putting on the tire correctly, I do recommend taking a look at the tread on the back tire, seeing which direction it's going, so you can put the same tire in the same direction in the front, just to be better safe than sorry. I cannot stress that enough. So when you go to put it on, you will need to loosen these screws that are on there, and you do have a little washer on each side. Make sure that washer is all the way up against the bolt, so you are doing things appropriately, and also so it'll lock in and feel much smoother. Okay, so I think it is super challenging, to get it on that way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually flip this over, which may have been an easier route to start with, but I'll be honest, I didn't think of it. There are mosquitoes out where I live, and I'm getting bit so freaking much while I'm trying to film this video out here. So with that being said, if you like this video or found it valuable, because I'm getting bit so much, do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe down below, because I'm getting eaten alive for this video to happen right now. I'm dying right now from mosquito bites. Okay, so you do have to loosen the bolts quite a bit for it to get all the way out. I'm not gonna lie, this is a lot more challenging than you would believe. I just keep getting the washers on the inside. Okay, that's how it's gonna be. Okay, so once you have the front tire on, I do recommend tightening one side at a time with the tool that actually came in the kit. I'm getting eaten alive right now. I'm going to have to move this to the garage because this fucking sucks right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting eaten alive. Let's just see if we can push through it. Will, thank you. So we're actually just gonna take this big black shaft and slide that right in there. Now I'm gonna actually use the tool that they provided, which is right over here. Let's go ahead and use this. We're gonna tighten the bottom of this a little bit, and it is raining, so I am trying to be a bit quick with this. Now the goal of this, when you tighten it or loosen it on this particular seat, is you could either shift it forward or backwards. So if you care about the angle of your seat, you will just untighten the bolts that are at the very top on this one, and you can adjust the angle of your seat. And that's how it is with most seats, to be honest. Now as you can see, that kind of has a gear right there. So I like mine a little forward, so that way if you start climbing in your seat or in your saddle, it is not too overbearing if you're a man. Same thing can be said for women, but it just hurts in a different way. So just take that into consideration. Then you tighten the bolts on each side. Now we are going to flip the bike over. Now from here, I'm gonna bring the bike right over here so you can see a little bit better. Now it has a little cap on the top. This is the shaft we're gonna go into. We're gonna slide this right in there. Now I like my seat a little bit higher because I like to ride a little bit higher out of the saddle. Now I'm gonna get the Allen wrench from here, go and stabilize the bike. Just put the foot right down there. We're gonna use that Allen wrench. We're just gonna tighten this so that way it stays in place. You only need to tighten one side and it is on there. So make sure you get that in there nice and tight, because the last thing you want when you're riding is for your seat to slide left to right, and always make sure it is centered. Perfect. Now with the handlebar, when you put your handlebar in, you want your handlebar a little bit lower than your actual seat height. Once you have that handlebar at its height, there's going to be an Allen wrench spot right in the center, right here. You're gonna put your Allen wrench in there and tighten it, and that all right, so there's a hole right here. You're gonna put the Allen wrench right in there, and you are just going to tighten that. And as you tighten it, the handlebar shaft will actually get tighter below. I know it may feel like it doesn't, but trust me here, just keep going to the right and it will tighten. Okay, perfect. Now that that's in place, I like to adjust my brakes a little bit so they're a little bit further forward, but I'm actually not going to do that in this video. The final thing that I'm going to do for you is putting the pedals on. Final thing I'm going to do for you is put the pedals on, because the pedals are a big part of this. Obviously, you cannot ride a bike without pedals. So as I said before, this bike actually comes with plastic pedals. However, I actually ordered my own pedals because I'm particularly not a big fan of the plastic ones that came. So I'll actually show you the pedals that I got in place. Now I actually got these. They're a little translucent because I like to be a little fancy sometimes. And also, I had these on my last bike. I just like the way they look when you're riding by. These were only about 15 bucks online, on Amazon. The seat was about 15, the shaft was about 8. And the bike itself, I think, was about 200 on sale during Labor Day. So all in all, that is the price of the investment to start riding a bike actively. And like I said, when it comes to Retrospec and the Harper specifically, it is hands down one of the best bikes that I've used. So one thing to note when you're putting these pedals on is you can twist it all the way in with your hands. However, you are going to have to use the tool to tighten it the rest of the way, because it just doesn't work all the way with your fingers. And also, you want your pedals to be tight, so that way you don't err on the side of them twisting so much that they actually come off. I have seen that happen before. It is very rare, but just, it's better to be safe than sorry, especially when it comes to riding a bike. And this is coming from someone who has actually had a really bad fall before, and it actually landed me being in crutches for a few weeks. So when you're putting these pedals on, one thing to note is one side will twist to the right to go in, and the other side will twist counterclockwise. So remember to take that into consideration. If it's not going in when you're righty-tightying, lefty-looseying as hard as you can, try counterclockwise, because that is how the left pedal is. And once again, when you get to the very end, use the tool and tighten. Coming in hot. So in the last clip, basically what happened was the memory card was full. Gotta hate when that happens. Either way, real quick, I'm gonna show you the bike and what it looks like now that it's all done. So, all in all, this bike, for the price and for what, I will say, it does have a tight turn. So I wear a size 11 and I have the size 60 bike. We'll say, if your feet are bigger than that and you are over 6 feet, like myself, you may want to get a size bigger than a 60, because this is a size 60 and it fits me well. However, when you are going slower, you do need to be more conscious on the turns. Essentially, the assembly of the bike only took about less than 30 minutes. It's pretty simple to put together. I do recommend getting a phone mount on the bike if you do plan to listen to music, and have your phone track with something like the Under Armour Track My Ride or Map My Ride, anything like that. I'll tag these things in the comments. But all in all, the Retrospec bike, for less than $300 for what you get, is a great buy. In my opinion, it is single-handedly the best FIXIE bike that is out there for the price. I've been riding it for over 60 days now, and I will say there are some days that I have to actually tighten the handlebar mount just to be safe, because in the past I did have it get loose while I was riding, and it is pretty irritating. I will also say, in the beginning when you're riding the bike, when you grip the handlebars tight, you will start to get a bit of calluses on your hands and some tension that's there. So with that being said, I appreciate you watching this video, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.